My name is Miksic, and I'm the Early Childhood Education Policy Director at Children First. Before we begin, I'd like to thank Warwick Child Care Centers for hosting us today. We are here today to launch our 30 Closed Classrooms in 30 Days campaign. Over the next 30 days, we will feature one empty classroom per day from early childhood programs across the Southeast and some across the state. These classrooms are empty because there is not adequate staffing. The historic COVID-19 pandemic, coupled with the low wages of the early childhood education sector, has now led to a staffing crisis that has reverberations across the Commonwealth. Early childhood education programs simply cannot compete with Starbucks and Walmart. With their $18 an hour wages, their comprehensive health and retirement and tuition assistance benefits, it's just not enough. In Pennsylvania, the average childcare worker makes only $10.69 an hour. For preschool teachers, they only make a little more than $13 an hour. A Start Strong PA survey of over 1,000 programs across the state found that there were over 32,000 children sitting on wait lists. In Montgomery County, 96% of responding programs have reported over 500 open positions. This has led to 1,600 children in Montgomery County sitting on wait lists. Parents can't get to work, the economy suffers, and most importantly, young children are losing opportunities to learn during their most critical years of development. Early childhood educators want to be able to pay their staff more, but the labor-intensive work and their razor-thin margins makes it impossible to raise wages. For private pay parents, centers cannot raise wages without raising tuition, and those parents are already paying college tuition prices. For parents supported by child care subsidies, payments from the state are not adequate to cover the true cost of care. That means centers have to choose between paying their mortgages or paying staff adequate wages. The result has been turnover and difficulties recruiting. The solution is simple. We need to pay the teachers more. Equitable wages means we are paying staff adequately to compensate them for their time and expertise. Equitable wages are not just important for recruitment and retention of staff. Equitable wages means we are able to offer high-quality early childhood education because we have staff who are credentialed to do so. Our statewide campaign, Start Strong PA, is asking Governor Wolf and the General Assembly for a wage supplement of $2 an hour for every child care worker in the state. We hope you will follow Children First on Twitter @ChildrenFirstPA and on Facebook as we feature 30 empty classrooms in 30 days. And now I'm going to pass it off to Tana Rinehart, who is the Managing Director for Warwick Child Care Centers.
Hi, my name is Tana Rinehart. I'm the Area Manager for the Warwick Child Care Centers located in Chester County. We service both Montgomery County and Chester County children. Warwick has 5 child care centers and 4 before and after school programs. We are all Star 4 NAEYC accredited centers. I've been with Warwick for almost 30 years. I'm speaking today because it is critical for people to understand the staffing crisis that has been compounded by the pandemic, as well as the pitiful wages that have always plagued childcare. When I drive down the street to look at job ads, I see places such as Target and Taco Bell offering more money to work for their companies. The teachers work in this field have seen this as well and wonder, why am I doing this? And getting paid significantly less. The teachers have one of the most important jobs, teaching our youngest students. I've had a few teachers that have decided that they need to be paid more, so they have decided to leave the field for better paying positions. Especially it seems that the prices of everything and everywhere are going up. Our centers have the capacity to service 400 children and about 110 teachers if we are fully enrolled and fully staffed. At this time, we have over 100 openings and would need to fill about 35 teaching positions if we would like to operate at full capacity. When our centers do not have enough staff, we often do what so many in the industry do, stretch ourselves beyond any reasonable sort of limit to be able to give families and their children what they need. Many of the directors and other leadership are in the classroom daily, and other teachers feel that they can never call out sick just to maintain the ratios and to be able to keep the classrooms open for the parents who desperately need care. They are working open to close in some cases. This then creates burnouts for the leadership and teaching staff, which in turn could also let them leave the field as well. DHS, pre-K counts, EHS, STARS, NACE, all have requirements that need to be met. And with the leadership, as well as myself being in the classroom, it is hard to keep the requirements and be able being met with paperwork being completed in timely manners. My directors and myself get calls daily from parents looking to enroll the children in a high quality setting. You would think this is a good problem to have. However, with the staffing crisis we are facing, it is heartbreaking to tell them that we don't have the openings. We don't have the openings due to the staffing situation. If they have no openings, the parents, they're desperate to return to work. They can't return to work because they don't have anywhere to put their children. If I could hire 35 teachers that are required, this would open classrooms, such as this one, and would give the teachers the proper planning time they need to run a high quality program, as well as give them the opportunity to take vacations and take days off as needed. While we have increased our wages and salaries, this comes at a cost to the families. We have done a slight tuition increase in January. However, in order to maintain these wages, we will have to raise our rates again, and it will probably be a higher increase. This in turn hurts the families that need care and truly can't afford it. The parents love their teachers and want them to be paid a livable wage. But it worries me at what cost will eventually be too high, and will they turn to find care that is not as high quality for their children. Research shows that the first 5 years are the most important in a child's learning. With the quality of applicants that I have seen over the past 2 years, I truly worry about where the field is going. Without the proper wages, quality applicants will not apply. And therefore, where does that leave us? We need to do better for our children by supporting the early childhood field and recognizing the importance of the teachers that work in this field daily. In the past few years, I've truly seen the crisis get much worse. I've honestly never thought it would get this bad. I'm not only worried about our centers, but others in Montgomery and Chester County. The survey data that was shared with me, I couldn't believe that between the two counties, there's over 700 open positions. That causing more than 2,000 children to be put on a wait list. How are those families able to work? And if they try to piece together the care, I worry about who is watching their children, and I bet they worry too. The crisis is not going away, and we can't fix it ourselves. We need our state and federal lawmakers to support long-term sustainable funding increases so that Pennsylvania children can get the best care and education, so their families can feel secure about being able to return to work, and their families can be in the workforces for the businesses in our communities, and we can recover from the pandemic. Thank you for your time.
Next, I'd like to introduce Krystle Mayberry, Director of the Warwick Child Care Center at South Coventry.
Good morning, my name is Krystle Mayberry, and I have been employed with Warwick now for 18 years. In those 18 years, I have started at the very bottom as floater, assistant teacher, lead teacher, assistant director, and director. The South Coventry Center currently is staffed with only 10 employees. We are caring for only 54 children at this time. Our center, however, is licensed for 83 children. We currently have classrooms closed and classrooms that are a limited number of enrollment due to state ratios. When I first began at Warwick when I was 17 years old, I was still in high school getting ready to graduate. I worked a 3:15 to 6:15 shift just part-time. I first thought that this job was just going to be, something to pass the time, make some money, until I decided what I really wanted to do with my future. It didn't take long before I fell in love with what I was doing and the children in my care. I decided that I wanted to continue working at Warwick and continue my education. So I went to college part-time at a community college. It was there where I got my associate's degree in early childhood education. I wanted to learn more though. I needed to know more. I needed to understand how these children were learning. So I decided to go back to school and get my bachelor's in psychology with a concentration on infant and toddler development. Both degrees have helped me climb the career ladder and to land me in the position that I'm currently in. Throughout my years employed here at Warwick, I have seen the importance of having credentialed staff. Staff who possess the proper credentials are able to provide a caring, safe, and nurturing environment. They are coming into the classroom already prepared to make a difference in the lives of these young children. They are able to prepare and execute developmentally appropriate lesson plans and activities. They build positive relationships with not only the children, but the families as well. This helps the children and the families work together to make sure that the children are receiving the education they deserve. These staff are the ones putting the time and the effort to make sure that they are receiving the best education possible. As we all know, the first few years are the most important. To say that this job is rewarding is a true understatement. The first time it hit me was when a previous student of mine, who I had in a toddler classroom, reached out to me. I had made such a huge difference in her life that she remembered me all these years later. That's when it really hit me and realized how important our job truly is. I could never picture myself in another field doing anything else.
Great job, Krystle.
And now I'd like to introduce Sandra Green, who is a parent of a child here at Warwick Child Care Centers and also a teacher.
Hello, my name is Sandra Green. I am a parent as well as a Warwick Child Care employee. I have worked in child care since I was 18, and I got my associate's degree in early childhood. And before I know it, I had 3 children of my own. And when I found Warwick Child Care, I could not wait until my children were a part of the Warwick Child Care family. My youngest was in the pre-K counts program. She absolutely adored all of our teachers. She was well taken care of. She built strong relationships. I felt like she was safe, and it felt like her teachers were part of our family. As an employee, I've noticed, it's really tough in this field nowadays. But, as said was before, you see ads on the road, Starbucks, McDonald's. They're making more than what teachers are making now, and I feel really strongly about that. I could have the opportunity to work at those places, and I do not want to. I love working for Warwick. I love working in childcare, and the importance of young child education is so important. I love everything that I do, and I do believe that if the governor could step up and provide a $2 wage supplement, that would be huge. We need high quality teachers in these buildings, and we couldn't ask for more. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra, and thank you to Tana and Krystle for speaking with us today about the importance of early child education and paying our staff adequately. So just to hammer home the big message here, we are asking the governor and the General Assembly to support a $2 wage supplement, $2 an hour wage supplement for child care teachers across the state. This will inevitably not be enough for child care workers, but it is a start to recognize them for the work that they do and the importance that they have to our recovering economy. Thank you.